Good evening, everybody. Welcome to class. It's nice having you. My name is Israel Falabi, and I'll be your facilitator, instructor, and mentor for tonight's section. I want to tell you for a fact that you are going to learn a whole lot. Please, I don't want you to be leaving and joining. So please just stay put and let's have this section rolling. Welcome to Easy Tech. And at Easy Tech, what do we do at Easy Tech? We help you learn. We see and we love to see you grow and to excel in data analytics. And who are EasyTech? What do they do? EasyTech is a virtual platform. Are you there? EasyTech is a virtual platform with the aim of making tech skill accessible to everyone. And that's our goal. Our mission is to equip young tech enthusiasts with the skills needed to excel in the tech industry through comprehensive, flexible, hands-on learning program, which is offered entirely online. And our vision is to become the leading online academy in Africa that transforms tech enthusiasts into globally recognized tech professionals by providing accessible, high quality, and practical technology training. I believe you should be excited. Yes, let's move straight to the business of the day. And that's why we are here. We are here for Microsoft Excel for data analysis. I believe you love this. Good. Microsoft Excel for data analysis. Good. Now let's take start with the class by looking at what is Microsoft Excel. What is data analysis? Now, if you remember, the last section was focused on introduction to data analysis, and I get to define what data is, what analysis is, what data analysis is, and I give lot of examples, lot of demonstrations, lot of illustrations to what data analysis implies. And we look at the benefit, and it was an extensive section we had last Saturday. So please, you can catch up the video and then rewatch it so that we can be on the same pace. Now we want to look at Microsoft Excel. Now, the keyword Microsoft Excel, I believe, is not strange to so many of us. I believe it's not strange to so many of us. We have heard about Microsoft Excel. It's also known as Excel. It's also known as Excel. So some persons call it Microsoft Excel. Some persons call it Excel. So whichever one you call it, you are still correct. Are you there? You are still correct. Good. Now, what is Microsoft Excel? We're going to look at the definition. We're going to look at how do I use Microsoft Excel for data analysis. Some persons will be like, I use Excel for data entry. Yes, but Excel can do beyond that. I use Excel for data management, for data storage, to capture data. Yes, you are very correct. But Microsoft Excel can actually do beyond that. And that's why we are here this evening to look at how to use this same Microsoft Excel that I used to know for data related problem, to analyze our data, to visualize our data. And tonight's session, we're going to learn a whole lot. But let's take it step by step. The first thing we want to look at now is what is Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel is a powerful spreadsheet. Yes, of course, it's powerful. Now, if you study this very well, and you agree with me, if you look at different industry, if you look at the education industry, if you look at the finance, if you look at the health in the health industry, if you look at the business industry, just name the section, you will agree with me that Excel is widely used. Yes or yes? Of course, yes. Excel, Microsoft Excel is widely used. And of course, it's powerful. It's a powerful spreadsheet developed and distributed by Microsoft. And what does it help us to achieve? It helps us to organize our data. It helps us to analyze our data. It helps us to do what? To also visualize our data. In fact, I can tell you for a fact, there's a whole lot Microsoft Excel can help you achieve as a data analyst. In fact, and the bedrock, the foundation is still Microsoft Excel. Now look at it. You used to know Excel, but I want to tell you, can you use this same tool, this same application for your data related problem? That's what we want to look at this evening. But before we dive deep into that, let's look at it. Excel is used across various industries. But let's look at what is Excel, what is used for. Please listen to me. When I mention Excel or I mention Microsoft Excel, both means the same. Are you there? They are still the same. Good. So what are the uses? What scenarios do we use Excel? One of the major reasons is Excel is used for storing and organizing data in rows and columns for easy access. So most times, and some of us also are familiar with these tools, how to use Microsoft Excel to do what? To store our data. Yeah. Now you will see, I'm still going to show you the practical, the practical workspace of how Microsoft Excel look like. We are here for a practical section. So, but just have this in mind that one of the reasons, one of the uses we can use Excel for is to store, is to organize our data for easy access. Yes, when you use Excel, your data is stored in a way that you can easily access it. Idea, you can easily access it. That's one. Number two, sorting and filtering data. Yeah, you can sort your data with Excel. Ideas, you can do what? You can sort your data. You want to organize it. You want to filter it. You can do all those things. Idea using Microsoft Excel. That's organization and management. Now, what about the analysis part? Yes, you can perform a lot of statistical analysis. Idea, a lot of statistical analysis, just like you want to find the mean. Mean is also known as average. You want to find the median, the middle value. You want to find the standard deviation. Now, this can be like keywords, but as we proceed, you get to be familiar. You get to be familiar with what average really means, when to use average, what median means, what standard deviation means, and a lot of other statistical analysis you can actually perform using your Microsoft Excel. Idea. You can also use Microsoft Excel to analyze trend and pattern using pivot table, using pivot charts. Yeah, Excel also is also excellent in analysis. Idea, and that is why we are here. Microsoft Excel for data analysis. We can also use Excel for reporting and visualization. What is visualization? I actually gave the definition in the last class. So please, if you missed the last class, I would love you to catch up with it because this is just a continuation, an extension. Idea. Now, let me just give a brief definition of that. Visualization is the graphical representation of data. You have your data, there are a lot of numbers, but those numbers, they are very complex for our brains to interpret at once. Let's say you have 1,000 rows of numbers of data. Your brain cannot comprehend the 1,000 rows at a glance, of course. But what if you present it in form of bar charts, in form of column charts, in form of pie charts? The chart makes it much more easy for you to interpret, much more easy for you to understand. Yes or yes? Of course, yes. So, and also, making complex data much more readable. That is what visualization helps us to achieve. So you can create professional reports. Yes, you can create professional reports for your stakeholders to summarize your trend, to summarize pattern, and from there they can derive and make informed decision. Are you still following me? If you are following me, please give a thumbs up. Let me know those who are following me. If you are following me, just give a thumbs up. Thank you so much, Miss Kendi. I can see your reaction. Thank you so much. I can see your reaction. Now let's get to proceed. Yeah. All right. Now we want to look at the key features of Microsoft Excel. What do I mean by key features? Excel can do a lot, but if I ask you, what can Excel do when it comes to analysis? What do you think Excel can do? Now, it's just like you have a good mobile phone, but you don't know what the mobile phone can help you achieve. You will be like underutilizing that particular mobile phone. Again, yeah. So we want to look at what are the ability, what are the functionality, what can Microsoft Excel help me achieve seamlessly, easily. Number one, we have the spreadsheet layout. Now, when it comes to data organization, to organize your data in a more structured way, in an organized way, Microsoft Excel can help you achieve it. That's number one. Spreadsheet. So you have rows and columns, cells. These are grammar. I'm still going to break them as we proceed. In fact, I'm going to also show you what row means, what column means, but a spreadsheet. And I believe some of us have seen an Excel file before or an Excel worksheet before. Can you see the way it looks like? I'm still going to show you. That's the spreadsheet. That has to look like, all those, let me just permit to call it box. All those box. They're not box, they're called cells. So all those cells. Good. So they are called what? Spreadsheet. You can organize your data. You can structure your data. Idea. Good. That's number one. Spreadsheet layouts. Number two, we have Excel formulas and function. Yes. Let's say you have numbers. You have 10, 15, 30, 40, just like random numbers now. Then you want to find their addition, the sum of all those numbers. How do you get to do it? You don't need to have a calculator and you start punching. No, you don't need to do that. Microsoft Excel has the feature whereby you can perform aggregate function. You can find the total, you can find the minimum, you can find the maximum, you can find the standard deviation. You can perform lot of functions, lot of activity, lot of calculations, both calculation, both text on your data. So you don't need a manual calculator beside you to be able to perform all these tasks. Are you there? Microsoft Excel has this feature. You can use a lot of functions embedded in Microsoft Excel. In fact, Microsoft Excel has an approximate of 500 different functions you can use. An approximate of what? 500. An approximate of 500. So that means you want to perform a task, Excel can still help you achieve it with this function. Are you there? Good. What are functions? Functions are inbuilt formula that are used to perform specific tasks. Are you there? Functions are inbuilt formula that are used to perform specific tasks. You want to find the sum, use the function. You want to find the minimum, use the function. Are you there? Good. And then you can perform the task. As simple as that. As simple as that. Number three is the analysis. Process of extracting trends and pattern from your data to derive meaningful insights and conclusion. You can analyze your data. Idea, you can analyze your data. You want to know what was the total sales made. That's analysis. Which region are we making the most sales from? You can analyze it in a tabular format. Idea. We also have another key feature which is known as data import/export. You can import data from different sources into your Microsoft Excel. Don't say, I'm using Microsoft Excel. How do I import a CSV file into my Microsoft Excel? It's very possible because Microsoft Excel has a lot of data sources in which you can connect your data to. Your data is in the web or in the website. You can connect your Microsoft Excel to that data source to do what? To extract data. So there are a lot of sources whereby you can do what? Get your data. So you can import data into Excel. You can also export data. And we have different file formats in which you can extract your data as. Good. We also have the add-ins. Add-ins, they are like external features. Let me just explain it in layman that you get to understand. And let's say you have a mobile phone. Now, when you buy a new mobile phone, you don't have all the application. Yes or yes? You don't have all the application on your mobile phone. So what do you do? If you're using an Android, you go to Google Play Store and you do what? You download, let's say you want Snapchat, you download it. You want YouTube, you download it. You want a dictionary, you do what? You download it. You want WhatsApp, you download it. So these are like external application that you download into your mobile phone so that you can enjoy or maximize that particular, mobile phone. Are you there? Good. So that's adding also in Excel. There are a lot of external features that you can also benefit. So what do? You can get them in, add it in, and then you can enjoy it. Are you there? That's just adding for you. We also have the chart and visualization. Now this is where you create charts. You create bar charts, you create column charts, you create dynamic charts. I'm going to do some few things tonight. All right, so let's make some progress. So I believe you have seen the little feature. We have more actually. So we have the macro, we have the data validation, we have more. But these are just what? Key feature. These are just key features of Microsoft Excel. Now, why Microsoft Excel? Why Microsoft Excel? We have a lot of tools out there. I believe some of us have heard about data analysis, you've heard about Power BI, you've heard about Excel, you've heard about Python, you've heard about R, you've heard about Tableau. No, there are a lot of tools out there. Yes, of course, there are a lot of tools. But why is Microsoft Excel important? Why is Microsoft Excel the foundation? Yeah, number one, Excel is user friendly, it's beginner friendly. Like, you have a tech background, you have a computer background, you are coming from whichever background you're coming from. You are a newbie, you are in even GSS class, and if I didn't mean GSS, that means like junior secondary school students or senior secondary students, you can easily find your way around Microsoft Excel. You can always find your way around Microsoft Excel. Because of what? It's user friendly, it's beginner friendly. The interface is not scary compared to some programming language whereby you get to see like, hey, where do I start? But Excel is not like that. It's what? User friendly. That's number one. Why Microsoft Excel? Number one, Excel is what? User friendly. Number two is universal applicability. Ah, Excel is used widely across various industries. It's used globally. Anywhere you are, anywhere you are, Excel is used across the entire world. Is universal. If you go to USA, they use Microsoft Excel. If you go to Canada, they use Microsoft Excel. Anywhere you get to, Microsoft Excel is used across various industries. So it's not like you learn it, let's say as a Nigerian or whichever country you're joining from, and then you're not able to know. It's universal and it's being applied across various industries. Are you there? Good. That's number two. Number three is the foundation for data analysis. Yes, if you want to become a data analyst, this is the number one tool you need to learn. It's easy to navigate. And when you have the knowledge of Microsoft Excel, you'll be able to do well. In fact, you will understand Power BI easily with no stress. If you are very good at Microsoft Excel, you need to do what? Navigate through Microsoft Power BI. In fact, it will also help you when you start learning programming language like Python, like R. It will help you make the journey seamless. I'm telling you from my experience. Are you there? So I'm not here to cajole you. It's the foundation for data analysis. So as you are thinking or you want to transition into tech, the first tool you need to learn is Microsoft Excel. Good. Now the third is, or the fourth rather, is a tool for problem solving. Yes, see, Microsoft Excel has helped to solve a lot of problems. In fact, Excel is the easiest. You want to solve complex calculations, you can still use Excel too. Because it's not like coding whereby you need to code every input. This one is just click and drag, apply it, apply it, apply it. You have every guide, the community is large, whereby if you are stuck at any point, you have people to reach out to and they can always help you. So it's a tool for problem solving. You want to solve your company data, you can input into your Excel and still use Excel to come up with something beautiful. Idea, good. It's a tool for problem solving and also a gateway to advanced tool. Yeah, I said it earlier. You want to learn advanced data analysis. The first you need to start with was Excel. That will serve as a gateway into advanced tool. Can you see how Microsoft Excel is important? Yeah. My question is, are you ready to learn Microsoft Excel? Are you ready to learn? So I want us to respond to this on the in-call message. I want to see if you are ready to learn. We are not ready. We have looked at definition, we have looked at the uses, we have looked at why is important, why is good. So we want to now look at the practical aspects. But I need to seek your consent. Are you ready to learn this tool? If you say yes, just type yes. If you say no, just type no. So I want to see your response before we proceed. Just like a brief activity. Just a brief activity. Let me know if you're ready to learn Microsoft Excel. We are moving straight to practical, but let me seek your consent. Are you ready to learn Microsoft Excel? Are you ready to learn Microsoft Excel? What's the response? What's the response like? Some persons are not responding. You're not giving me the energy. You are not giving me the energy. You're not giving me the energy. All right, thank you so much. So I can see so many persons are ready and they are willing to learn. Thank you so much. I love your reaction. Now let's move straight to the business of the day by looking at Excel basis. I want to start from the scratch. Idea. I want to start from the scratch. Now, I'm going to show you this, and then the next thing we'll do from here is to move straight to practical, whereby we open the Excel and then I explain it and I explore it with us. So now, I'm assuming that every one of us here, we don't know Excel. And please, just I want you to just feel like I don't know anything about Excel. Idea. Yes, you have been working with Excel, but don't worry, tonight is an eye opener. Good. Excel base. That means we want to start from the scratch. The first thing now, can you see the interface, how it looks like? Good. This area is called the ribbon. Can you see this area is called the ribbon? This area is called the program frame, where you get to see some of these, the title, the search, the signing. Good. We have the menu bar, we have the ribbon, we have the segments, we have the formula bar, we have the workspace, we have the sheet tab, we have the status bar, we also have the view or slider. Now, this one is just picture. Now, let's go straight into practical. What I want to start with now is, how do you even open Excel? How do you open Microsoft Excel? How do you open it? How do you open it? So let me share my full screen now and walk you through on how to open it. So let me share my full screen now. I'm sharing my full screen now. Let me share my full screen and walk you through. Please, if you have questions, please drop your question on the in-call message. Are you there? If you have questions, please drop your question on the in-call message. I'm going to attend to all questions this evening. All right, now, this is my laptop. I believe everybody can see my laptop now. Abi now, you can see my laptop. How do I open Excel? How do I even get it? Yeah, so there are several ways of getting it. Just visit any computer center around you, idea, and tell them to help you install it. Idea, they will help you do it. But let's say you have Excel. How do you open it? And most persons on this call, we have Microsoft Excel already on their laptop. So how do I open it? Just go to your search. I can just press my window button and just type Excel. Excel. That's Excel. Then I can hit enter or just come here and then you can do what? Click on it. Can you see? It opens for us. Now, another thing I want to explain is we have different versions. We have different versions. Just like let's use iPhone for example. We have iPhone. The latest one is 16. The latest one as of today is 16. But before 16, we have a lower version to it. That's 15. We have a lower version to it. That's 14, and so on and so forth. Are you there? Are you there? That's like how iPhone versions are being placed. So also, Microsoft Excel also have different versions. So the version that you have might be different from the one I have. Are you there? So now why am I telling you this? Because you might see some things on my own and you may not see it on your own. Don't be bothered. Are you there? Don't be bothered. Don't be bothered at all. Just be contented with what you have. Are you there? Good. Don't be bothered. Good. What I'll do here, I'll just click on blank workbook. So if I click on one workbook, here is it. This is Microsoft Excel interface. This might not be strange to so many of us, but for those who are like beginner in this section, because this section gets to start from the beginner. This is a new year and want to start from the basic. We want to carry everybody along and then we can grow. Idea good. All right. So this is how Microsoft Excel interface. This is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. Now, let me start explaining. From the chart, I was trying to explain some few things. From my slide, I was trying to explain. This is the formula bar. This is the status bar. This is the slider. This is the worksheet. This is the row. This is the column. Let me now make it practical in a way that you get to understand. Please, I want you to pay close attention because I'll be saying some things. And if you're with a pen, you're with a biro, you're with a writing material, you're with a notepad, please take note of this because they are very, very important. The first I want to explain here is the title bar. We call something the title. Idea the title. So when you open a Microsoft Excel, We call it Microsoft Excel file. Are you there? This is the file. It's a file. Are you there? Good. So it comes with a default title. It comes with a default title. And can you see? You can see book one. That's the default title. Book one. So that's like the default name. But no, it's important for you to do what? To save your work. So let's say now you are working on a business data. Let's say you are working on the business data. So what name are you likely to give the business and the file you are currently working on? I mean the Microsoft Excel file. Of course, you need to give it a name that you can easily identify, easily locate. Idea at any point. You must give it a name that you can easily locate. So there are several ways of editing, of renaming our file tab. So I can just click on it. When I click on it, it gives me a prompt. I see, I clicked on it and it gave me a prompt. Now, let me come back a bit. Why I want to come back a bit is your interface might be different from mine. And for me, I've used a lower version before now. So I know some little changes you might want to experience. So you might not, it may not work when you click on this file tab on your own. It might not work. Yes, I know what I'm saying. It might not work if you're using a lower version. So how do you now rename it? Just come to, okay, I'm going to explain that later. So, but this is the title bar, This is the quick toolbar, this area here. Can you see my cursor? Top left, check your laptop. Can you see? We call it quick toolbar. We have this place known as the search bar. The search bar. We have this place where you can sign in. Right there. So it's not a must to sign in. So it's not actually a must. So, but can you see I'm currently signed in, but it's not a must. Now, this area is called the ribbon. Look at this. Everything here. Can you see my cursor? Everything here. That is all this, everything. Can you see my cursor? All these things. Or let me just do something like this. Let me do something like this and show you because I want you to understand this thing. I want you to do what? To understand this. Okay, I just made a screenshot now. Just made a screenshot. I want to show you what this look like. Now, everything here, hold on, please. Everything here, can you see my cursor? I'm just using this to do that so that you get to see what I'm doing now. Can you see now? Everything here is known as what? Ribbon. What is the spelling of ribbon? R-I-B-B-O-N. It's known as what? Ribbon. It's known as what? Ribbon. Good. Not only that, we also have what is known as tab. Now let me cancel this. Tab. Everything here is what? Ribbon. Good. We also have tab. Look at this. This is the tabs. This is the file tab. This is the home tab. This is the insert tab. This is the page layout tab. This is the formula tab, and so on and so forth. Now, you can see some other tabs on my own. Maybe you cannot see it on your own. Like, let's say, maybe like automate. Maybe if you check your own, you may not find it there. Don't be bothered. Now I've told you now. Don't be bothered. Just like, let me just give an example. Just like you want TikTok and I don't want TikTok. Idea, you want TikTok, you downloaded it. And for me, I don't want TikTok. And we are using the same phone, the same mobile phone, the difference will be there. So I actually wanted this. That's why I have it. So you also, if you want it, you can also get it. But for now, let's understand the defaults, the one that comes with our Excel naturally before we now go to getting more. Are you there? Does that make some sense? Of course, yes. So you may not see automate on your own. Don't be bothered. You may not see developer on your own. Don't be bothered. You may not see this adding on your own. Don't be, and so many able beats, and so on, pivots, power pivot, and so on. Don't be bothered. Idea, good. So we'll have these known as tabs. So each of all these, they are what? They are tabs. So we have the file tab, the home tab, the insert tab, the layout tab, and so many others. Are you there? Let's proceed. We now have what is known as group. Relatable commands. What do I mean by group? Now look at this. We have clipboard here. Can you see? Now, if you see this clipboard, you see that like a thin vertical line. Can you see like a thin vertical line separating like some commands here and some commands here? That is group. These commands are called clipboard group. This one is known as font group. Can you see? Everything here is what? Is group. Font group. Here is what? Alignment group, number group, and so on and so forth. Now, I want to mention these names. Ribbon. Can you see everything here? Tabs. Each of all these. What? The next one is what? Group relatable items. And the next one I want to explain here is the dialog box. The dialog box. Now, these are dialog box. Can you see this small dotted arrow? If I click on it, can you see? This is dialog box. And dialog box is used to perform more operation. Now, you can see something from here. Look at it very well. I believe you can see my screen. You can see like these are commands. Now, this is a bold command. This is italic command. This is underline command. Each of these, each of these, they're known as what? Command. Right there, they are known as command. Right there, so each of these are known as command. Good. So if you want to perform an operation, you can use a command. Let's say I want to perform an operation. I want to make my text bold. I will just do what? I will use that command. Now, let's have some little exercise because I want this session to be interactive at least to considerable extent. Can you see my screen, please? I believe you can see my screen. I believe you can see my screen. Okay, good. Let's proceed. Please, if you cannot see my screen, I would just love you to give me some reaction so that I get to work on my screen. All right, so let's proceed. Now, we have looked at ribbon, we have looked at tabs, we have looked at group, we've looked at dialog box, we've looked at each command. So each command is used to perform specific tasks. So let's say I want to make my text bold. I can do that here. All right, we have this known as the name box. But before I mention the name box and for you to understand how it works, I need to explain what is known as row, what is known as column. Yeah. So what is row? What is row? Look at this very well. Look at it very well. Can you see? These are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It stops at row 1,048,500. Look, 1,048,576 numbers of rows that we have. So as you are seeing 1, you are seeing 2, you are seeing 3, the last number is what? Is row 1,048,576. Now, what are rows? Can you see? They are like the what? The horizontal section of your Microsoft Excel worksheets. Can you see? These are rows. This is row. This is row 1. Can you see where I selected it? Row 2, row 3, row 4, and so on and so forth. We also have column. We also have column. What are columns? Can you see? They're like the vertical section. Column A, column B, column C, column D, and so on and so forth. It ends at row, it ends at column XFD. That's around 16,000 plus. Column what? XFD. So you have a lot of rows and columns to input your data. You have a lot of rows and columns to input your data. Good. So that's our those are rows, those are columns. So we call it column letter. This is letter A, letter B, column letter B, column letter C. We also have this as what? Row number. Row number 1, row number 2, row number 3, and so on and so forth. Now we now have this rectangular area, or this rectangular, we call it rectangular box, also known as cell. Also known as what? Cell. Now, cell is the intersection between column letter and row number. Intersection. Now, when you say intersection, where they meet. Where they meet. Now, let's look at something. Let's look at something. I'm going to ask question here, please. I want you to follow me closely. Now, look at this cell. I'm currently selecting the cell. Let me maybe make the cell, maybe let me make the cell red. Let me make the cell red. Now, look at this cell. I just highlighted the cell now, and the cell is red. Now, this cell has an intersection between the column and the row. What's the column? Look at it. This is column what? Column B. This is row what? This is row 2. Can you see? That is a cell. Intersection between column, letter, and row number. That is a cell. Good. So now, These cells, they look alike, the same length, the same width, the same height, everything, they looks like everything is the same. Of course, they are the same. I mean, the length, the width, but they are actually different. This cell that I'm currently highlighting is different from the next one. This one is different from this one. This one is different from this one. Each of these cells, they are unique. When I mean unique, that means they don't have duplicates. Each ones, they are different from each other. Are you there? Good. But how do we identify it? How do we know? Don't get it confused. This is how to know it. And let me highlight this cell again. Let me highlight it again. Correct, good. And look at this. How to identify a cell is by uniquely using the row letter and, sorry, the column letter and the row number. The column letter and the row number. Now, how do I identify this cell I'm currently on? Look at it. It's on column what? Column B. Row what? Row 2. Look at it. Row what? Row 2. Column what? Column B. Therefore, this cell is cell B2. Column B, row 2. That is the intersection. That's where they meet. Of course, is cell B2. As simple as that. Let's do another one. Please listen carefully. If I select this cell, look at it. I'm going to select this cell. This is cell what? Column what? Column E. Row number what? Row number 3. Therefore, this cell I'm currently highlighting is cell E3. And let me give an assignment. Not assignment, not an exercise. Let me highlight this cell. I will ask you. Just type it on the in-call message. This cell is cell what? Everybody. This cell is cell what? Just type it on the in-call message. I want to know if you are really following it. This cell is cell what? Just tell me the cell name. Cell what? Is it A5 or A9 or A10? Just tell me, just drop it on the in-call message and then I can pick it from there. Nobody's reacting. Oh, thank you so much. Good. Cell C4. Perfect. Thank you so much. Cell C4. You are all brilliant. Thank you so much. And also, if you are wondering why is cell C4, just look at it. Column C, row 4. Cell C4. As simple as that. So that's how we uniquely identify each cell. So each cell are different. Are you there? Each cell are different. But there's like an expo. There's what? There's an expo. Microsoft Excel is giving us an expo. And what's the expo? Just come here. Can you see? I'm currently highlighting it. Can you see the expo? Cell C4. And that's the what? Expo. So even though if you're not sure, you can just come to the name box. So this area is called the name box. The name box. So whichever cell you highlight or you click, you can easily see from the name box. Idea, you can easily get it from the name box. Let's make some progress because we want to cover a lot of grounds today. So that is what? The cell. Good. Now we now have a worksheet. We also have a workbook. I want to explain these two together so that you get to understand the difference between worksheets and a workbook. Good. Let me start with this illustration. A workbook is just like a workbook is just in Excel. It's known as the entire file created in Microsoft Excel. Is the file. This file is an entire file we have created in Excel. But the worksheet is is the one that has the rows and the columns whereby you can input your data. And this is an example of a worksheet. This is an example of a worksheet. Good. Whereby you have the rows and columns, whereby you can input your data, whereby you can see your data, and we can have multiple worksheets. We can have multiple worksheets in a workbook. And look at it now. Let me explain it using this illustration. I was very young then. My parents would say, "Oh, take this money, go get 40 leaf." And then we normally buy 40 leaf. 40 was very, very common then because I was still very young. Yeah, they can say, oh, buy 40 leaf, buy 60 leaf, exercise book. And what will I do? I will get the money, I will buy the book, but I will not go. I will now sit down. I will now start counting the pages. No, don't worry, I was very young then, so I will start counting the pages. And I discover, I was very young. Whenever I buy a 40 leaf, I will discover that there will be 40 sheets. Are you there? Inside that book, there will be what? 40 sheets. Whenever I buy 60 leaf and I get to count it, I discover that there is 60 sheets inside that exercise book. The same relates to this. When you hear the word Excel workbook, is the entire book, is the entire file. But when you hear the word sheet, you can have multiple sheets inside a book. Right there, you can have what? Multiple sheets. Now look at it. I'm having sheet one. That's the default sheet. The default name, sheet one. If I click on this plus, what happens? I have sheet two. If I click on this, I have sheet three. If I click on this, I have sheet four. Can you see? I can have now. Don't get it confused. All these sheets, they are still inside this workbook. All these sheets I open now, sheet one, sheet two, sheet three, sheet four, they are still inside what? This workbook I created. What happened? I can have multiple sheets inside a workbook. Right there. So for worksheet one, I can do what? Have my data. Worksheet two, I can store another data. Worksheet three, I can store another data. Let's say you're working in a business firm. You can say, oh, worksheet one, you want to have your customers' details. It's fine. Sheet two, you can say, I want to have like those who made payments or those who are paid on delivery, depending on the organization. Maybe those who pay on delivery can have that. And that sheet, oh, those that maybe ordered online. So you can have different sheets and store your data. As simple as that. As simple as that. Good. So we call this what? Sheet. You can rename the sheet. You can do a lot with the sheet. Just double tap on it, and then you can do what? Type the name of your choice. Good. All right. We call this the zoom slider. Can you see this area? Is what? The zoom slider. So I can zoom out, zoom in, just like your mobile phone now. You can zoom out. You can also zoom in. So you can do a lot over here. All right. I believe we are done with just the very introduction. Now let's move forward. Now, inside your cell, you can input data. From the last class, I explained data extensively. Data is a raw fact, data is this, data is that, and information. I explained a lot from the last class. So we can input data into our Microsoft Excel. Don't forget it's user friendly. So I can call me, I can type name. Let me type what? Name. And then when you want to move to the next cell, you can just use your tab or just use your cursor and just click on the next one. Let me just say name and let me say location. Location. Can you see? Just select the cell and then you can type. That's Excel for you. Now, you cannot just do that in Python. You need to write some Python code. You write some Python code. You put comma, put this, put parentheses. You do a lot. Idea. But this one, I just type it. And that's all. User friendly, beginner friendly. Idea. Good. All right. So I can see the name. You can also see the location. So I can come here and do what? I start typing my name. And let me just use random names. So let me say we have Mr. Kevin, who is joining from Abuja. Just type it. Oh, this part is red. So I'll just come here. Okay. Why is this part red? Hold on, please. All right. So let me come here. Let me just type, let me have a lady. Let me say we have Angel. And Angel is joining us from, let's say, Kogi State. That's Nigeria. Kogi State. I don't want to use names. Let me say we have Dan. Or let me say Daniel. Daniel is joining us from, let's say, UK. Let's say Daniel is joining us from UK. Let's also have maybe two more names. So let's say we have Innocent. Innocent is joining us from, let's say, Lagos, Nigeria. Yeah, Lagos, Nigeria. Can you see? I'm able to do what? Input my data. Does it comes with error? No. Does it have any stress? No. Microsoft Excel help us to organize our data. This is an example of an organized data. Structured data. Idea. Good. So let's say, for example, now I want to add a new sheet. I want to add a new sheet before this. So I can just click here, right click on it, and then I will click on what? Insert. So if I click on insert, can you see? I have a new sheet. So I can come in and say, oh, I want serial number. Serial number. That is, I want it to have a serial number. So this is number 1 student, number 2 students, number 3 students, number 3 students, and then number 4 students. Can you see that now? And let me say I want to add a name of a student after Kelvin. How do I add the name? How do I add the name after Kevin? Just select the row Right click on it, and then you click on insert. Idea, I can now come here and I say, oh, I want to add, who should I add? Who should I add? Who should I add? Who should I add? Okay, let me add the first student to join this call this evening, Miss Onyeka. And then I'm saying, oh, Miss Onyeka is joining from Lagos. Idea, then I can come here and do what? And reorder this. So let's say this is number 2, this is number 3, this is number 4, this is number 5. Okay, this is number 4, this is number 5. Can you see? As easy as this. And let me add another column. Let me say the gender column. So let me say this is male. So Kevin is, this is female. Angel is female. Daniel is male. Innocent is male. And this is just an example of data entry, data input. Let me add the last one. Let me say age. I'm not using the exact age. I don't have to use a random age. So let's say Mr. Kelvin is 34 years old. Miss Onyenka, just random now. Just random. Let me say 33. Angel is, let's say, Angel is very young, 23. Daniel is, let's say, very young too, 20. Innocent, let's say, Innocent is 21 years old. Can you see? As simple as this. Excel accepts it. You can input text. When I say text, text means letters, characters. You can also input numbers. Yeah, maybe a score, you want to, your height. No, height is like has decimal points. Whichever value, alphanumeric, Microsoft Excel does what? Permits you. So it's user friendly for you to use. All right, so I would have loved us to start looking at the tabs, one after the other, but I want us to explore this idea. I want us to explore this. So I'll not be looking at the tabs one after the other, but we'll just do few things around it. The first I want to look at now, okay, let's say this is my data and I want to make it presentable. How do I do it? How do I do it? There are several ways of doing it actually. So but let's just add some spicy to it and make it look good so that when we are presenting it to our manager, to our stakeholders, it becomes more appealing, more attractive, and then they can do what? At least have some better understanding about it. How do we make it much more presentable? I can do what? I can highlight the column header. We call this column header. That is the column header, the header of each of the rows. We call it column header. So I can just highlight it right there, and then let me highlight it. Just select one, and then you just hover your mouse around it, and then you can make it bold. You can increase the size of the font. Right there. Can you see? I'm increasing it, it gets increased. And come here also do what? Increase it. Let me say just make it 14, for example, and then I can change the fonts. Just come here and then you pick a font of your choice. Can you see? Let me just use color. You can use several varieties of color. So we have the fill color, we have the font color. Look at the word fill. That is by default. What's the fill color? The color is white. That's by default. The color is what? It's white. By default, the color is white, but you can change the fill color. We also have the font color. Now the default color of this is what? Is what? Is black. But you can change the default color to any color of your choice. So let me just do that. So highlight it. Then I can come here. This is what the fill color. I can say fill color be white. I can use any color. Can you see? I can use any color. Use yellow, use green, whichever one that's your choice. So let me just use. This is the what? This is the fill color. Am I right? Yeah. This is the fill color. Yeah. The fill color. So come here. I want to use white. Or no, let me use fill color. Let me use blue. Yeah, let me use blue. So this is blue. Yeah, so let me use this color. Then this is the font color. The font by default is black. So just click here and then I can choose color white. Does it make some sense? Of course, yes. Let me say I want to add border around it to make it look good, to make it look better. I can also do that. So I can just highlight it where I want the border. Just like border is like fence. I mean now good. Around it, just highlight where you want to input the border. So when you highlight it, select it for you. That means, oh, this is where you want to apply the future. You can do what? Then you can come here. This is it. So just click on this drop down. Can you see my cursor? And then you can see all border. Just click on it, and then can you see what happened? Border has been added to it. Does it make some sense to you? Of course, yes. Can you see? So this is much more presentable compared to the previous one. So this is where we're going to stop for today because let's take it bit by bit. And from the next class also, we'll also be looking at exploring more on Microsoft Excel features like the home tab, the insert tab. There's a lot to discuss. We can insert a lot. The page layout, we can organize the page, the size, all those things. We can do it. The margin, the formula tab. I spoke about formulas and all those things. We can also do them here. We also have the data tab. Also have a lot of commands that we can apply to help us in our analysis. But today, it's an opening phase for how we can use Microsoft Excel for data analysis. Let me take questions now before we call it a night. So I would love to take your questions now. So let me take your question. I can see some questions on the comment section. Let me take those questions now. Okay, please, if you have questions, please. I thought there was question, but there was no question. So please, if you have questions, please drop your questions now and let me attend to it now. Unless we can wrap up this section. This section is 1 hour and it's an enriching section. So let me take your questions now. Do you have questions? Please drop your question, drop your question, drop your question. Let me take your questions now. Nobody's asking questions. Nobody's asking question. Does it mean we are all good to go? Okay, this one is simple, Abby. Good. All right. So what are the skills required for you to become a data analyst? We have different skills. We have the technical skill, we have the analytical skill, we have the soft skill. Now, it's not just by knowing how to use Excel. It's actually beyond that. But the first thing you need to know is the technical skill, which is Excel. And we have started it actually. So it's not only Excel that you need. You also need to know how to use SQL. You also need to know how to use a visualization tool, which can either be Power BI or Tableau, and then a programming language, which can either be Python or R programming language. These are tools or statistical tools that help you perform a lot of analysis. We also have the analytical skill, because it's not just having the technical skill alone. You also need the analytical skill, which is the problem solving skill, the critical thinking, the curiosity, and also attention to details. You also need this skill to thrive as a data analyst. And then the final one is the soft skill. You also need soft skill. Can you communicate? Let's say you're done with analysis. Can you communicate your findings to me? Can you communicate your findings to your stakeholders? Can you communicate your findings to the management? From what you have presented, can they make informed decision? It's very important. Communication skill. We also have the data interpretation skill. Can you interpret data? It's also very important. Can you also manage time when a project is being given to you? Can you manage your time and get it done in the shortest possible time? It's also a very skill you also need. We also have the benefit of becoming a data analyst. We have a lot of benefits. Data analysts are in high demand. We have the competitive salary, we have the career growth opportunities, and also you also have opportunities to work with different top technological companies. Are you there? You can also work from the comfort of your home. You have flexible work environment. There are a lot of benefits attached to it. All right. Now, what's the salary of a data analyst? Salary of a data analyst is 400,000 naira. The average monthly salary of a data analyst in Nigeria is 400,000 naira. That means you can earn lesser than this. You can also earn more than this. But I can tell you for a fact that if you're very serious about it, you can actually earn more than this. But don't forget, this is the average salary of a data analyst in Nigeria. So if you're in another country, you can also check. But I want to tell you for a fact, data analysts are one of the most paid, tech professionals out there. Yeah. Most paid, or one of the most paid, professionals out there. So to thrive as a data analyst, it's not just by learning the skills. You also need a mentor, somebody to guide you, somebody to help you, somebody to motivate you, somebody to show you, oh, do it this way, do it this way. You don't need to pass through the long route. So you also need a mentor to guide you. You also need to work on projects, as many as possible. Yeah, because what do you want to showcase? If you tell me you're a data analyst, the first time we ask is, can I see your project? Can I see the project you've worked on? This gives the recruiter, the employee, level of confidence that, oh, he is the best for this job, because of what they can see what you've worked on. And also very important, also you want to optimize your LinkedIn profile. One of the strategies you can use to get job is to optimize your LinkedIn. optimize your LinkedIn. And then we have the revamping of your CV. Yeah, how do you get job if your CV is not revamped? Good. So please, you might need to also do what? Work on your resume, work on your CV, and then you can get the job. Idea, you can get the job. But don't forget, these are very, very important things you need to do to thrive, to excel in data analysis. Now, we want to help you achieve this in no time. We want to see you excel. You don't need to learn Excel for 6 months, for 1 year, for 2 years, for 3 years. No. When you have the right mentor, when you have the right instructor, we can always guide you on how to achieve it in 3 months. We can help you achieve it in 3 months. And on this flyer, we have becoming a data analyst. At EasyTech, we can help you upgrade your skill. Yes, you have been working for the past 10 years, but you want to learn data analysis, you want to add it, you want to make your work much more effective, much more efficient, less stressful. You want to automate your tasks. You want to be able to derive meaningful, informed decision from your data. We are here to help you. And the skills we'll be teaching you is Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Power BI, and SQL. And these are the most important two you need to learn as a data analyst. And as I proceed, you can now start learning Python and every other programming language. Are you there? Our classes are 100% online. It's 100% online. So that means whichever location you are, you can always join us and then you can take your classes. So you can take your classes at the comfort of your home. And I can tell you for a fact, our classes are interactive. Yes, our classes are interactive. I get to call you at any point in time to ask questions from you. And also after the training, there's also certificate and mentorship. There is certificate and mentorship for you. Are you there? I'm not just helping you and then leaving you stranded. Somebody is raising hand. I'm going to call you. Please let me finish this session. I'm going to call you for your question. So good. So there's mentorship, there's certification after this program. So apart from learning Excel, Power BI, we also help you on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. We also help you on how to revamp your CV because it's beyond just learning these skills. You also need to do it. And also, we work on projects. You work on diverse projects. Idea. You work on diverse projects. We have mini projects. We also have the final projects. You work on a lot of assignments, a lot of projects, a lot of activities just to help you grow and to help you achieve your goals in 3 months. Are you there? Good. Now, the course fee is 50,000 naira. We are currently on 50% discount. So the course fee initially was 100,000 naira. But because of this training, we have lessened it to what? To a 50% scholarship to as many who are interested in taking this course after now. So if you're interested in taking the course, we love you to make a commitment fee of 50,000 naira. So instead of paying 100,000 naira, you are paying 50,000 naira. Now, this is the truth. The discount ends by January 31st. This discount ends when? January 31st. So that means after January 31st, you will not have the opportunity to pay this amount. The course fee will have increased. Idea, the course fee will have increased. So please, if you want to secure your seat, you can, or if you want to secure a spot, if you want to secure a spot in the next cohort starting on 29th of January. The next cohort is starting in the next 4 days. Starts on 29th of January. Please, I would love you to just click on the link. The link is currently on the in-call message. Just click on the link and then you can have the opportunity to join the next cohort. The next cohort starting on 29th, you can actually secure your spot, join us, and let's make it a worthwhile journey for you. All right, so that will be all for now. Let me take Mr. Ronald's question. Mr. Ronald, you can unmute your mic now and ask your question. Please unmute your mic and ask your question so that I can attend to your question now.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello,
good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, I'm Ronald from Uganda. Yeah, I'm from Uganda. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for giving us really that opportunity. My question is, for me, I'm in Uganda. How can I enroll that program? Because I want to learn it.
All right, thank you so much for your question, Mr. Ronald. I've currently
Yes.
shared a link. I've currently shared a link on the general community. So just click on the link that you want to register. So we get to pick you up from there. Just click on the link. Yeah, click on the link, and then I can always attend to your question. So we can easily onboard you from there. So the website is there. Just click on the website link, and then you can join the next cohort starting in the next 4 days. On 29th, cohort 4 journey yes to start. All right, if there's no questions, so I might need to call off the curtain at this point. I believe you've learned a lot tonight. So please, what you have learned, go to the general community and share it. Go to the community and share it. We love to see it, and then this give us the joy, the zeal, and feedback to do what? To do much more. Don't forget, we're not ending it. We will still proceed to do what? Dish out value to you. All right, that'll be all for now. Thank you so much. Do have a lovely evening. Take care of yourself. See you in the next community hour. That'll be all for now. Bye.